students, welcome to a new academic year 2020. I hope you all are safe and good in health. I am your science teacher. My name is Tintu Alex. Today we are going to start with our first chapter, that is crop production and management. Before we start with this chapter, in your textbook, there is two character. You can see here Paheli and Bhujo. Paheli and Bhujo went to their uncle's house during the summer vacation. Their uncle is a farmer. One day, they saw some tools like kurpi, sickle, shovel, plug, etc. in the field. Now here, Bhujo having some questions. You can see the face of Bhujo, how he is thinking. I want to know where and how we use these tools. Now, you have already learned that all living organisms require food, right? Plants can make their food themselves. Can you recall how green plants synthesize their own food? Yes, by photosynthesis, right? Animals, including humans, cannot make their own food. So, where do animals get their food from? Right? So, first of all, why do we have to eat food? Understood? This was the question arising from the Bhujoki, why we require and how these tools are used. Right? So here you have already learned that all living organisms require food. The plants can make their food themselves, right? Animals, including humans also, they cannot make their food own. So they have to survive, they have to eat food. Now, already know that energy from the food is utilized by organisms for carrying out their various body functions such as digestion, respiration, and excretion. Right? So we get our food from plants or animals or even both also. Right? So here again the Bhujo is thinking, since we all need food, how can we provide food to a large number of people in our country? Then, this Paheli, food has to be produced on a large scale. Paheli said food has to be produced on a large scale. So, in order to provide food for a large population, regular productions, proper management, and distribution is necessary. Now, agricultural practices. Here you can see the farmer is working in a agricultural field. Next, when plants of same kind are grown and cultivated at one place on a large scale, it is called a crop. What is crop? I repeat, when plants of same kind are grown and cultivated at one place on a large scale, it is called a crop. We have already learned there are crops that are of different types like cereals, vegetables, and fruits. This can be classified on the basis of the season in which they grow. India is a vast country, isn't it? The climatic conditions like temperature, humidity, and rainfall vary from one region to another. Accordingly, there is a rich variety of crops grown in different parts of the country. Right? So, these are the types of crops over here, that is kharif crop and rabi crop. You have learned these two terms in your previous class. The crops which are sown in rainy season are kharif crops. The rainy season in India is generally from June to September. Kharif crop examples are given here: paddy, maize, soybean, groundnut, cotton, etc. These are the examples of kharif crop. Next is rabi crop. The crops grown in the winter season are called rabi crops. Examples of rabi crops are wheat, gram, pea, mustard, linseed, etc. These crops grown in the winter season, that is October to March. They are called as rabi crops. Here some basic practice of crop productions. In this, cultivation of crop involves several activities taken by farmers over a period of time. Right? So these activities or tasks are referred to as agricultural practices, which are listed below. You can see here this is the agricultural practice which is involved in this cultivations of crops. That first one is preparations of soil, second is sowing, adding manure and fertilizers, irrigation, protecting from weeds, harvesting. This all will be studied one by one. First one is preparation of soil. The preparation of soil is the first step before growing a crop. One of the most important tasks in agriculture is to turn the soil and loosen it. You can see here the process of loosening the soil. How this farmer is loosening the soil with the help of this implements, agricultural implements, right? So, this allows the roots to penetrate into deep into the soil. Now you can see here this when the loose soil allows the root to breathe easily even when they go deep into the soil, right? So the loosened soil helps in the growth of earthworm and this microbes. The earthworm and microbes present in the soil. So these these organisms are friends of the farmer since they further turn and loosen the soil and add humus to it. Right? So the process of loosening and turning of the soil is called tilling or plugging. You can see here how this farmer is loosening this soil with the help of this two cow, right? So here they are using this plug, right? So before plugging soil need watering, right? So here the plugs are made of iron. Plugs are made of wood or iron. If the soil is very dry, it may need watering before plugging. You can see here how the rainwater is falling down, and before you plug, the soil needs water, right? So here the plug field may have big clumps of soil called crumbs, right? This big piece of crumbs broken with a plank, you can see here, they are they are done when the plugging has been done over here, right? So it is necessary to break these crumbs. Leveling the field is beneficial for sowing as well as for irrigation. So leveling of soil is done with the help of a leveler. Sometimes this manure is added to the soil before tilling. So this helps in proper mixing of manure with the soil. The soil is moistened before sowing. So before sowing the seeds, it is necessary to break soil clumps to get better yield. This is done with the help of various tools. The main tools used for this purpose are the plug, hoe, and cultivator. We will see one by one. First is agriculture tools, that is plow. This has been used since ancient times for tilling the soil, adding fertilizers to the crop, removing the weeds, and turning the soil. This is made of wood and is drawn by a pair of bulls or other animals. It contains a strong triangular iron strip called plugshare. The main part of the plough is a long log of wood which is called a plough shaft. There is a handle at one end of the shaft. The other end is attached to a beam which is placed on the bull's neck. One pair of bulls and man can easily operate the plough. So, this was about the plough. Next is agriculture tools, that is hoe. It is a simple tool which is used for removing weeds and for loosening the soil. It has a long rod of wood or iron. A strong, broad, and bent plate of iron is fixed to one of its ends and works like a blade. It is pulled by animals. You can see here, this is your bend plate and this is your handle, and here they used to have one beam where this is your so it can be of wood also, it can be of rod also, right? Means iron also, sorry. So this is your second agriculture tools, that is hoe. Next, cultivator. Nowadays, plowing is done by tractor driven cultivator. The use of cultivator saves labor and time. So students, here we end with this few agriculture tools and the basic things why we require food and how we get food and from where we get this food. For this, what we have to do, what are the managements we have to do, or this was the first lecture for you. If you have your textbook, please go with it, and then we will come with the next lecture in next section. Thank you.